He was once a frightened little boy, in a house far too big for a broken heart. His father gone and his mother, Patricia, vowing to be everything: protector, provider, his world. Then routine became unshakable. Dinners for two, homework at the long table, prayers whispered at night, and the comfort that ended every day the same way. Mother and son in the same bed. It was innocent until time moved them forward without asking them. What happened next will leave you speechless. Sit back and go along as we dive into this short but emotional story filled with powerful life lessons. But wait, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up so you never miss our unforgettable life-changing stories. The Lagos sun beat down, but inside the sprawling Ikoyi mansion, the air was always cool. His earliest memories were bathed in the golden haze of that sun and the scent of his mother, Patricia. She was and still is a vision, elegant, poised, a woman carved from strength and beauty. She had married young, at 18 to Adifenwa, the son of an oil tycoon, a name that echoed wealth and influence. A year later, her son was born, her only son. The boy had no vivid memories of his father, only the stories his mother wove and the reflection he saw in the mirror. Everyone said it was his father's carbon copy. The eyes, the jawline, even the way he carried himself. 5 years into their marriage, a car accident stole Adifenwa's away. The vultures, his extended family, descended, eyeing his vast estate. But Patricia, sharp and resilient, fought them off, inheriting everything and making a first promise. I can't watch another man be your father. She told her son, my life is for you and for what your father built. Their mansion became a fortress. It was always just them, an island in a sea of Lagos society. Patricia's love was fierce, absolute, perhaps deepened by the resemblance he bore to his father, a living echo of the man she loved so deeply. Their routine solidified over the years. They ate together, she walked with him nearby, and always they ended the day in the same way. They shared a bed. It started innocently, born of childhood fears. But as it grew, the innocence began to shift. The boundary, once invisible, began to feel less defined. He matured quickly. A muscular young man at 18, forged in the privileged yet isolated world his mother built. Patricia, however, seemed to see him through a different lens. She saw the young boy, her comfort, and moved through the house freely, often in light, casual attire. She seemed to forget that the boy under her roof had grown into a man with a burgeoning awareness of the world and of her. There were moments, fleeting glances, a quickening of his pulse he tried to ignore. The air in the mansion, once purely comforting, now felt thick with unspoken pains. The unique bond they shared felt like a precious yet fragile thing, a glass wall that was beginning to crack. Then came that night. The evening air was humid, but inside, the air conditioning felt oppressive. He was in the living room when he heard a car. She walked in from a charity gala, smelling of expensive perfume and alcohol. Her laughter was a little too loud, her movements a little too deliberate. When she looked at him, her eyes, usually so sharp, were unfocused. And then a shift. How different was she murmured, her voice soft, laced with a yearning he'd never heard before. You're so much like him. A chill ran down his spine. Her hand lifted, reaching for his face. It wasn't the touch of a mother. It was the touch of someone seeking a ghost. He didn't know how to react. The evening became a strange, elongated moment, ending with their familiar ritual. Then she asked him to sit down and had a talk with him about how wonderful her late husband, his father, was, and how he always reminds her of him because he seemed to have all the good qualities and traits his father had, which was what attracted her to him when he was still alive. Time for bed, darling, she said, her voice loud but insistent. He followed her down the long grand corridor, his mind racing. Though a little tipsy from the alcohol she took at the gala that night. The bedroom door, once a symbol of comfort, now looked like a dark tunnel. She managed to find the doorknob, turned it slowly, and the door opened with a tiny creak. As usual, they both entered the room and got into bed, each laid on their side of the bed, just like any other night. But this night is going to be different. That night, they lay in bed as they always did. The silence thick with unspoken tension. Every rustle of the sheets, every breath she took was amplified. She shifted beside him and held his breath, every nerve on high alert. The hair was thick, with the weight of her past and the burden of his resemblance to his father. He felt her presence so close, so familiar, yet terrifyingly unfamiliar. While they both lay in bed quietly in the darkness, Patricia's hands shifted slightly towards his. Just a few centimeters of tense space separated them. She gently moved her hands towards his, holding and gently squeezing his hand. And slowly ran her fingers through his palms like never before. She whispered, again, You're so much like him, your father. She squeezed his hands gently again, and this time, his hand tightened the hold around hers. What seemed like a very slow but high-powered electric current was beginning to surge through his nerves, making him so uncomfortable and uncontrollable. One thing began to lead to another, slowly. What happened next between mother and now fully grown son is best imagined than said. The innocence of their shared bed had been irrevocably tainted. He had grown into a man, and his feelings were tangled in a knot of fear, confusion, and a terrifying dawning understanding of just how fragile their world truly was. From that day, things were never the same in their house. He sought to distance himself from her and wished to stay away from home more. But where else will he go? Their world has always been closely knitted, but now is forever changed. And Adefenwa Jr. now carries with him a memory he dares not share with anyone. You know, sometimes parents get close to their children, but it's always good to know that once a child reaches a certain age, it becomes imperative not to share your bed with them again. Neither should you undress in their presence, so as to avoid stories that touch the heart.